Someone say Oni? I did say Oni Azimus. I did say a bit of Oni. That's what we're doing now. We've played enough other games. Let's play a bit of Oni. Because this is the one that I'm going to end up sinking the rest of the evening to, I reckon, so. Right. So I'm just sorting my life out and I'll be with you in a sec. Lovely. Oni, go. Alright, so what I'm going to do, before we do anything else, on the upside you can finally say that you made it to space. It only took you 600 cycles. We could have gone to space whenever we wanted to, I just don't rush. I'll show you my single player game. I'm at cycle 800 and I've not been to space yet. In fairness though, I've AFK'd a lot in this game. But I'm going to show you this as a quick comparison. I've got crumbs and like fluff all over me. So this is my cycle 800 base. I've probably got a similar sort of level of base as our stream base, but I have no jetpacks. No jetpacks at all. Now, I do have my FPS showing, although it doesn't show on the stream. I've got my FPS in the top left corner. So let me just show you something. I am about to make my way up to space at the minute. In this world. Hold on one sec. So this is my cycle 785 base, all right. And I sort of had a bit of a different approach in this one. So I basically strip mined out a lot of the map right from the beginning. Did a lot of digging, cracked down to our oil biome a bit quicker, and basically just got a load of low priority digs just going. But similar sort of base size, similar amount of, you know, in terms of natural gas gens, coal gens, hydrogen gens, battery grid, everything's very similar to our stream base. Probably a bit messier, but very, very similar. We've got the same amount of critters, same sort of farms, apart from I've got a few bits like pinch pepper nut farms, got my gas storage, liquid storage, plastic, oil, petroleum, you know, same infrastructure base is what we've got in our stream base pretty much. A couple of different things like fertilizer makes and stuff, but they're not exactly labor intensive, you know, like it's computer intensive. Now paused, I'm at 32 FPS, 32 to 34. On max speed, we drop down to 16 FPS, 18 FPS. Slower speed, 26 to 28 FPS, something like that. Okay. The only difference to this is I'm only using exosuits. So I've got 6 exosuit docks at each exit of my base. Alright. And the exits are like cut off. So it's 12 for the south side of the base and 12 for the north side of the base. I did have some jetpacks. I used them quite early on. They were quite good. But early on my base wasn't anywhere near as big, so I probably didn't feel the lag as badly. But they're all disabled now. We don't use any jetpacks in this playthrough. And it's kind of... like if I play on second speed, it's pretty comfortable. Play on third speed, it's fine as long as I don't pan around the map too much. It's playable. All right. So let's now go and play our other game, which is a little bit behind, but has jetpacks. You see where I'm going with this? I think we need to rip out all of our jetpacks and just use a few jetpacks for space, which is not a big deal. It's just. It's not what I wanted to do. I really wanted to get jetpacks and mine everything, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Now, I did run this game. I've written a note down somewhere. I ran this game from cycle 650 to whatever we're at now. So it's probably, I think I maybe did about 15 to 20 cycles. At the end of the last stream, I said that I'd basically play it a little bit so that it'd get playable for stream. So I'm hoping, because I didn't test it with OBS and everything running, I'm hoping it's not too laggy. Hopefully. But yeah, one of the first things we're probably going to need to do is rip out some of the jet suits and put exosuits in their place, which is not really a big deal because there'll already be oxygen there. There'll already be oxygen We just need to remove the petroleum pipes, basically. Jetpacks are cool, but those robo miners are far better for map clear. Really? Like, I started using the robo miners on my single player game, my stream game. My off-stream game, sorry. I started using the robo miners in the oil biome, but the problem was as soon as you run into any diamond or anything, they can't mine it. So, they're pretty shit for that. I believe they've updated the artwork now. That was one of the hotfixes we had recently, so at least they'll mine the right distance now, or visually they'll mine the right distance. Now, you may have noticed I've done some quite erratic digging down here. That was because I wanted to use the jetpacks, but I don't think we can do this anymore. So yeah, I'm going to cancel a lot of this stuff. Let me just... Fuck. Let me just cancel some of this before we do anything else. Because we lagging. So, paused, I'm at 15 FPS. So I'm half the FPS that I was. Let's just run it for a second. 12, 17, 16. Very low FPS. Our base is probably about the same size, slightly different layout, but about the same size. And yeah, it runs like a bag of spanners. Now, a couple of things that I did between streams, just to explain. I've thrown a carbon skimmer down here, but then I disabled it. And what I did instead was I set up some pumps and started pumping all of our carbon dioxide down under here. Again, this is now going to have to change because we need to rip the jet suits out. It is what it is. It is what it is. What else did I do? It's been a few days since I played, obviously, so I can't quite remember. I think I prettified a few things in the base. Just check. Oh, I put in an overpressurized tank down here. I think I said I was going to do this at the end of the last stream, so that we can collect our excess cooled water that was coming from this setup. The only thing I now need to do is put any hot water back into the system here. But what it basically means, what I've done with our system that was cooling the water for our bristle blossoms for the Dracos, the excess water was basically stuck. It had nowhere to go, so we were having a build up of polluted water. Well, now what I've done is I've put a bridge. Basically, what did I do in the end? Yeah, so I have this pipe coming up where our cold water comes through, where it hits this bridge and goes into our tank. If the tank is full and the bridge backs up, it goes on its merry way and goes down this pipe over here, which then goes over here, which then goes into this tank. And I put in the pump and stuff. As usual, I put in the pump and wired it up, and we've got a way of getting to that cold water later when we need it. But for now, yeah. Do you think there's anything they can do to improve the jetpack issue? Yeah, fix pathfinding. They need to fix pathfinding before they can do anything else. They did release a little hotfix the other day to say that they've tweaked the pathfinding, apparently. Tweaked it a little bit. It's fucked. It's still fucked. So until that gets sorted, the jetpacks are probably going to just be used for a small area, probably just in space. Yeah, I tidied up a few bits of pipe and stuff. I ripped out an old water pipe up here, and I also put a bypass on our hot water, so our hot water doesn't stay still anymore in the base. What that means is the hot water is passing through our Aquatuner more frequently. It is constantly moving, which means our Aquatuner can constantly be cooled, which means that we can process all of this backed up water. I did have to slap in a couple of tanks here. Once these are empty, I'll rip them out. All this carbon dioxide has come from our jetpacks. The jetpacks, I think they emit 150 or 120 grams a second. That's a lot of carbon dioxide. Take a look at Discord main chat. It's basically the same reason as the jetpack pathfinding killing FPS. What are we looking at? What am I looking at? Oh, your shine bugs. Yeah, it's same sort of idea, yeah. Little mishap killed your FPS. Oh dear, Summer. Yeah. If you have a shine bug boom or any critter boom, yeah, the same thing, it's pathfinding calculations. So I think what we want to do is rip these out, and I'll explain why we need to do the top ones immediately. The bottom ones I might leave in for now and see how we get on digging out some of the oil biome and stuff, but I'm definitely going to rip the top ones out. I'm just going to have a quick recap and see if there's anything else that I tweaked. I can't remember. I did start building a... Oh god, we're lagging. I did build a bit more of this, so some of this has now been built. Again, this is just the jetpack dudes can get up here, and I just let a few of them through this door, basically, so that a few of them could get up here to do a bit of building. What did the jetpacks have problems with? Lag, Lumbo. They've lagged out our game. Completely fucked it. So what I think I might do is rip these out. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? As I say, we've sort of got gas piping behind, so I can fix the gas piping pretty easily. Until I was mapping out for like 10 seconds, I wonder why my FPS dropped from 60 to 5. Oh dear. Now the reason this is all important, by the way, let me just explain. We have a problem. We never got to build our cooling for this gold volcano, which is now going to be active in 14 cycles. So I need to build some sort of Aquatuner cooling setup here, which is what we want to do ASAP. I can't do it whilst we're using jetpacks though. So what this basically means is these need to go now. And these need to go now. And I'm going to rip out one of these on each side as well. I don't want this many jetpacks. They got to go. And we'll see how that fixes our lag to begin with. Obviously, we've still got this problem in the base with chlorine and carbon dioxide and stuff. Eventually, this should get fixed by pumping a lot more of this gas down here. Problem is, I slapped in a couple of electrolyzers here to help bring the pressure down. And we're now getting our pumps pumping oxygen down here, which kind of blows. So, yeah. Everything else in the base is ticking over nicely. We just need to get rid of this carbon dioxide crisis. Our cooling system is still trying to catch back up and process more cooled liquid, but as you can see, it is working. It's just, it took a bit of a hit from the volcano last time. So yeah, we'll get rid of all these, and then hopefully we'll be in a better spot. So, I'm watching my FPS go up, by the way, every time somebody else is not in a jetpack. Now that people are in jetpacks, I'm assuming maybe some have gone out the bottom of the base. Yeah, I did a load of digging over here, but I kind of regret it now. Who is in a jetpack? No one. Cool. Yeah, we'll put some exosuits in here instead. It'll be fine. What are you using for power? We've got coal gens. We've got 10 coal gens in the colony. We've got 4 hydrogen gens. And then down here, we have got 20 natural gas gens. And that's all we're using at the minute, basically. We've still got a surplus of natural gas. And I think we've got a bit of hydrogen backed up as well. Up at the top. Not massive amounts, but a fair bit of hydrogen backed up as well. So I'm just going to let my dupes do their thing for a bit. Hopefully we'll let this CO2 settle down a bit now that we're using less jetpacks as well. And let some of this come up here. Now, I did build like a dividing thing down here. I built it out of airflow tiles. I'm not sure if we're going to keep this, but if you remember at the end of the last stream, I had this idea of having like a central access to the base down to the oil biome, and I still kind of like that idea. I think I want to do that today. Are you planning on making a crude oil still to transition to natural gas? To make sour gas, you mean? To make sour gas? Oh dear. Yeah, this chlorine is no good. I need to get rid of this chlorine really badly. It's not actually as bad as it looks, because we have got oxygen packets making the way up here now, but it is not the best. It is not the best. We need to pressurize this down, really. Hopefully these electrolyzers will help a little bit. But we are up to 20 odd FPS now, which is a bit more manageable. Now, my jetpacks will go down here, but the dupes will just be walking, right? So they won't actually fly down here. So I'm probably going to go back to an exosuit access down here, I think. I'm probably going to do that, because these are still going to be kicking out lots of CO2. It's hard to see at the minute. If we go on the thermal overview, you see this? This is carbon dioxide. And they kick it out at a massive amount. And not only that, they kick it out at a high temperature. So I made these pumps originally out of copper, because I just threw them down really quickly. Which is why there's bits of copper here. And my dupe fell asleep on top of one of my pumps in a jetpack. I think it was actually Abe. It was one of my narcos. Fell asleep on top of the pump and set it on fire. Melted it. Destroyed it. So, Jesus, those big black clouds. Yes. Yeah, it's like carbon dioxide storage, mate. It's how we do it around here. So, what I'm going to need to do is do a build for this thing. Now, I don't remember... I don't fully know how much heat we're going to be able to move with like an Aquatuner build. I think we're going to want like a petroleum Aquatuner build, but if we're going to do this, I might as well slap a few Aquatuners in here and do a bit of different cooling at the same time. Those are some angry industrial clouds of death you've got there. Damn right. Damn right. Gishidley, how's it going? I'm very well, thanks, but how are you? CO2 storage. Oh, that's what we're doing on Earth too. Still CO2 in the atmosphere for use later, of course. Yeah, of course. So a bit of a recap. I'm going through all this stuff before we start because I'm going to have to get in the zone a little bit to get this built quickly because we don't have very long left. So we're farming up a bit of ceramic. We've processed all the fossil that we've got so far. We have processed all the lime that we've got so far, and we've basically used all our steel. We've done about maybe just under half of space, I think. Well, no, not even that. We've done about a third of it. So I want to get all these bunker doors done, really. What that means is at the moment we're sort of still relying on critter eggs, which is not ideal. We do have fossil down here, but until I get the exosuits in place, we're not going to be able to dig that out because jetpack dudes are bad. Simple as that. So, first thing I want to do is get this done, and then we'll look at exosuit storage down the centre of the base. So I think what we'll do, we'll make a couple of Aquatuners, and I kind of need some steel. So I'm probably going to have to cancel some of these. And I've not had the steel delivered yet, so I can get access to a bit of steel. Yeah. Because it's all been assigned to something else. And we are going to bang in I don't have much space below for like piping and stuff. I might make this a little bit smaller. So we're going to have a steam turbine above here and then some doors to move the steam down. How much space am I going to want for this sort of build? It's going to be quite big. I'm thinking of just doing an Aquatuner and a tank. Hold on a sec. I kind of want to keep it in keeping with the size that we've got going on here, which is why I built this platform already. This is all built out of ceramic, but it probably didn't need to be. The outside maybe should have been built out of ceramic. I'm thinking we will put in... If I did Aquatuner... See, the pumps don't actually have an... Well, they do have an overheat temperature. If I built them out of steel, they'd basically be the same as the Aquatuners, pretty much, or not far off. 275, that'd probably be a bit too warm. How do I want to do this? Maybe we'll just do two. We'll do two Aquatuners in here. One of them we'll use for cooling other stuff, and one of them we'll use for cooling this volcano. So... Can't rotate the tanks. Let's put them down first. I don't actually know how hot I want to run the steam either before we run into problems. So that'll be 5 on each side. Then we'll put a Aquatuner in here. And how will I run this piping? So... How am I going to be running this piping? John, how's it going? I'm building some sort of Aquatuner cooling system, but I'm just sort of deciding how I want to do it. So water's going to come through there. I'm going to want it active if the room temperature is below. That'll bypass, and that can just go up there. I think we probably want it like this. I think. Might move these out so we can have a space between the space between the two different tanks. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oh, for fuck's sake, why am I building that out of iron? Why am I building them out of iron? Do I not have enough steel? Is that the problem? That's where you want to put your heat. I'm going to use a steam turbine to get rid of the heat. That is the theory. In practice, I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll soon find out. I don't have enough steel. That one's already had steel assigned to it, so rather than drop it in space, I figured we might as well leave it for now. Okay. And then what we're going to want above it is a steam turbine, but we're going to need to figure out... I don't think I need to worry about overheat temperature. I need to think about how I'm going to do the doors above it. Oh, it's slightly triggering that this isn't centered, but whatever. What are we going to use the cooling from the Aquatuners for? Never before. Part of it is going to be for cooling this gold volcano up here. So at the moment we've got the piping set up for this gold volcano, as in we've got radiant pipes going through a bath of oil, and that's cooling down the liquid gold to give us gold. But I've had to disconnect the cooling, which means that if I don't get something built within 14 cycles, my oil's going to end up boiling, and this is going to be a big old mess. So I kind of need to get something thrown together, and that's what one of these is going to be for. So this Aquatuner, for example, will do the piping just for this. This other one will do something else for the base. I've not decided what yet, but something of use for the base. Maybe like cooling for the base. You know, we are getting a few warm spots in the base, so maybe. I don't know yet. But I'll probably just leave the piping out for now. So, just so I can get my head around what I'm doing. Let's lay in a few bits of pipe. How do I want to do that? Do I want to just do a normal bypass? I'm not even doing that on these. These are just straight running. I think I might be overcomplicating this a little bit. But I'm going to need to pump some oil, or I don't know if to use oil or well, probably petroleum if we've got some free, into the system. I do have a petroleum pipe down here somewhere. Petroleum tank down here. I can run a cheap pipe up just to fill the system. If you build a steam turbine, make sure you slap in a gas pump for your steam rockets. I'll probably do that at the surface rather than trying to push the gas too far, to be honest. I'm in an impasse, not caught up with Oni. What do you mean, Gert? Oh, caught up with the stream. The last VOD, by the way, guys, I think is corrupted because we had that computer freeze up. I downloaded it and all the audio's out of sync, so I might not even upload the last one. I don't know yet. Got a question. Every time I build the auto sweeper and it gets submerged in liquid, it won't work. Does it have to be oil? No, Degreef. Are you on the most recent update? Are you on the most recent update? Sudo, how's it going, bud? So what I'm going to want, my water's going to come down to from here. Yeah, I'll see some. I mean, what I might do, I think it was like the last 40 minutes or so of the VOD. So what I might do is clip the end off the VOD and upload the rest of it. The problem was it basically I found this out on the night that my hard drive broke, basically. So I've not even looked at it again yet. Sorry guys, I need to think about this for a minute. Not reached the cosmos and no steel. What's that, John? Yeah, no, I am. Does it only work now? Previous game would not work, so before the industrial update. Yeah, it only used to work if you did it in a small amount of liquid. And even then it could break on save and load. Now they've made it so that sweepers can be fully underwater, no problems. I think we've got... Have we got some in our... I thought we had some underwater in here. Yeah, they can be underwater, no problem now. Any point to what to go first? What do you mean, Jan? What do you mean? Right, I need to think about this for a minute, guys. I can't unpause the game until I plan this out because I don't have much time. So give me a moment. I'm probably going to ignore you just for a minute because this needs to be done. So I'm going to have pipe coming into here, and that's going to be where the feed comes out, for starters. This is probably going to go over this way somewhere. And we'll do the same on this side, actually. That's going to be that. And then my output from this will go into there, unless it's already cooled enough, in which case it could just go back into the tank. Yeah, it should just be like that, I think. I think that'll be fine. And then this will just have a switch on it. And this can just be circulating. I don't really mind how much this runs for. It should be fine. You're on pause. You have infinite time. I know, Gashidley, but I know that you guys don't like the game being paused, so I'm conscious of that. So yeah, this should work in theory. So we'll have one of these pipes connected. I'll probably remove this and just run a straight through pipe. And then the Aquatuner will just toggle on if the oil goes above a certain temperature, governed by this sensor right here. I might make this out of steel as well, though, so it doesn't melt. And that should be that, I think. That's nice and straightforward. I probably don't need to make this out of steel, but on the wrong thing. That should be that. I'll do the same here, probably. So I think that'll work. And then we've got a bit of a buffer tank in line as well. Does that make sense? I think that'll work. I'm asking you first, chat. Bridges submerged in CO2 still having food spoiling them. It shouldn't do something. Sterile. Sterile, bud. It will do maybe if you have the odd pocket of polluted oxygen or something in there. That can troll you. Oni, how's it going? By the way, your hair looks spiffy. Spiffy. Just a bit of a basic haircut, to be honest, but thank you. Very kind. So kind. Much kind. Much kind. Right, so that's these sort of laid out. Again, I don't know what this one's going to be used for yet, but that should work, I think. We're going to need to run this heavy watt wire circuit from down here. We've got a spare heavy watt wire down here, which means this needs to be moved as well. Although in fairness, I could just connect this heavy watt wire to that, which I'll probably do. So let's get rid of you. Are you only being used for that filter? What the shit? Let's get rid of you. Make sure that's not being deconstructed. And then we'll have to change these doors and stuff here, but I don't think that's a big deal. We'll just rip them out now. This was when we were trying to sort the jetpack access. I don't think we need that anymore. So let's do that first of all. This all needs to be high priority, like stat. Taking a long time between decisions. 1 or 9. Yeah. All or nothing. Okay. So then, let's get you connected up here. Iron ore. No. Use gold amalgam because we've got the refined gold now. So let's use all our gold amalgam up. Yeah, I've been thinking about this base a lot. There's a few things we need to get back on track, really. Oh, this is probably going to be another skin here. So a few things that we need to get sorted. This is going to be a hot bastard. Not sure if I want to put like a vacuum in for this. Oh shit, I don't think the corner heavy watt plates work anymore, do they? I don't think we can do them diagonally anymore. I'm sure that got fixed.